Hello, everybody. Thank you again for taking a moment to stop by the channel. Today I have two pretty special cards that I would love to share. These are two Karuta cards from 1958. This particular set is one of my favorite ones due to the artwork, the checklist. Probably for me, one of the nicest looking sets from that decade. Now, the first player I want to share is a Hall of Famer. Pretty nice one, too. What we have is Takahiko Basho. And this is the 1958 Nagashima JK9 Karuta set. This was a 45 card set. You would have 45 player cards and 45 reading cards. And it was actually played as a game. Now, most Karutas, as far as I'm concerned, have a blank back. And most Karuta cards, most sets, identify with a hiragana character. This is a hiragana character, and this is the character Ne, Ne. Now, I might be pronouncing that slightly off. Ne, Ne, something like that. So if you ever came across some ungraded cards and you were not aware of who the player was, if you have the price guide, this is sort of the checklist identifier. You can identify the player by the hiragana character. So instead of this being listed like card number 10, 20, 30, it would identify under NE. Now this is of Takahiko Basho, one of the very few to achieve 300 plus wins. He had a record of 310 wins and 178 losses. He was a two-time Cy Young winner and a two-time MVP. Arguably top 5, top 10 pitcher of that era. Now, I know this was towards the tail end of his career, but it's a beauty. Now, this is pretty interesting. This was played as a game. So you would have two players. You'd have one sitting on one side of the table, one sitting on the other, or on a floor, wherever they want to play. And they would put out the cards, the playing cards, displayed out in between the two individuals. And you would have reading cards. And you would have someone called a reader, or you could play it over like a tape. And they would read those cards out slowly. And they would read it out syllable by syllable. And the idea of winning the game is as that reader or as that recording is reading out that card, you need to match up that card with the counterpart on the table. And the idea is to reach out and swipe that card away from the play area before the other individual gets it. And you get 1 point, 2 points, so on and so forth. And by the end of the game, whoever has the most wins. It's pretty fun. Next up, another beauty. Arguably, probably, for the span of a decade, he was probably the best pitcher of that decade. Maybe next to Kaneda, probably the second best pitcher. And this is of Kazuhisa Inio. Such a great piece. Now, this is the symbol for Ra, R-A. Again, hiragana character. Blank back. And this guy was phenomenal. I would rank him as like he was the Sandy Koufax of Japan. Now, that's not his nickname or anything, but when you look at his statistics, what he achieved in pretty much a 10-year span, it's very similar to Koufax. So he had a record of 276 wins and 137 losses. He was a two-time Triple Crown, two-time MVP, five-time ERA champion, four-time win champion. He tied the national record of 42 wins in a season in 1961. He also has a record from 1957 of 20 consecutive wins. He was also Rookie of the Year in 1956 with an ERA of 1.06. Now, what's so fascinating about this guy and how amazing he is, from 1956 to 1964, that's where the bulk of his achievements and stats come from. So pretty much in a 9-year span, that's where he accumulated the majority of his statistics. Now, in 1964, he blew out his shoulder. He did come back in 1965, but he was designated more as a reliever. So pretty much he only got about a quarter to half of the appearances that he got from 1956 to 1964. And then he retired in 1969, which is pretty incredible to achieve those kind of numbers in such a short span. But this is of Kazuhisa Ennio. And those are my two pieces. This is considered an R3 set, so not particularly rare. You can find these from time to time. Some individuals may be tougher to find than others, but the set in general, R3, not common, but not necessarily the rarest. It's such a beautiful set. I think anyone who loves great imagery, a lot of these cards are fantastic. I would recommend trying to go for some of these cards. It's a beautiful set to put together. This also is a set that has Shigeo Nagashima's rookie card. And I think it's one of Nagashima's best rookie cards out of all the cards that are printed. It's a very beautiful set. But those are my two pieces for my 1958 Nagashima JK9 Karuta set. Appreciate you stopping by and watching. And I'm sure I'll see you guys around soon. Take care.